I just wanted to share with everybody a little bit of history. I met Tim Rouse and Carol Hunter about 4 years ago. And at the time, several of my management team had been involved with ICAN programs, and as a result, Carol and Tim. I had heard very many things about Carol and Tim, and apparently some of my team had said some things about me that made them curious. I'm not sure what they said, but they called me up and said they wanted to meet with me. About a week later, we sat in my office, and I later learned that what we were having was called a conversation with Carol and Tim. If any of you have ever had that, you know what I'm talking about. As we neared the end of the conversation, Carol said that she was very glad to meet me, and she had one more thing that she wanted to tell me that she wanted me to think about. In only a way that Carol Hunter can do, she looked at me and said, "Steve, do you know that people find you intimidating?" And I said, "Well, Carol, no, I didn't know that. Why is that?" And she looked at me and said, "Well, duh, look how big you are." I looked at Tim across the table, and he just kind of smiled and shrugged a little bit. And looking back on that meeting, I guess that was the start of an awakening of the reality around me. What I became aware of is that over 67% of the labor force in Nebraska are women. That ranks third in the nation. At the same time, Nebraska ranks 41st in the nation in earnings for women, 49th for managerial and professional positions, and 36th for women's ownership. Finally, women with a bachelor's degree in Nebraska earn only 66% of the amount of men with a bachelor's degree. After my awakening, as only Carol can do, she looked at me and said, "So, Steve, what are you going to do about this?" That started the next 4 years of work by myself and my management team. It has been unbelievably challenging and rewarding time for all of us. It's been kind of like a PhD level education in human ability and human behavior. There have been tears, there have been celebrations, there's been change, and there's been new opportunity. As a somewhat ironic example of the change that's taken place, a few months ago I received an email from a disappointed employee who had not been hired for a management position in the information services area. The email was a couple of paragraphs long, but it ended with, "I guess to advance in this organization, you need to be a woman." It's not true, but it is an indication of the change that has taken place. I'm here today receiving this award because of the hard work and dedication of the management team that I am privileged to work with, and I am deeply indebted to them. Thank you. In closing, I'd like to leave everyone with a final word of encouragement. If you are faced with what appears to be a large and intimidating obstacle, take a second look. It might be your biggest supporter in disguise. I'm honored to receive an award that is named after a person that I consider my friend and my mentor, Tim Rouse. Thank you.